So now we're moving on to our last kit, which is the Hydrangea Annabelle kit. Now, these are, you know, the most beautiful hydrangeas. We all know and love them. As I said before, we all recognise they're big, you know, white mop heads. They just look gorgeous in a sort of a country garden or in a more contemporary setting with topiary balls and things like that. They're just a really, really lovely, beautiful garden plant, and this is an outdoor kit. So I have never tried. I don't know if you can. I've not looked into it. I know we have had hydrangea, indoor hydrangea kits before. We might do those in the summer. So there are certain hydrangea varieties that you can have indoors. I've never tried it with a Hydrangea Annabelle. It's something I'd have to look into, but I think they're just so beautiful in the garden, and that's why we've done this kit this month, for you to put in your outside spaces. Now, I am completely aware that this is not the most beautiful kit when it arrives. I mean, the pot, gorgeous. The plant needs some, you know, imagination. You know, you have to envisage how it's going to be. So this is something that will grow really quickly once it's in your garden, and will flower this year because it's a woody stem base, which means that it's already over a year old. So it will flower this year if you look after it. So yeah, it's not pretty, but it will be. So you have your Hydrangea Annabelle, gravel, compost, pot, saucer, moss. We're not doing twigs with the Hydrangea Annabelle. So the pot you will receive is a 21cm gorgeous terracotta pot, this lovely scallop detailing. This is a brand new one. So it will age beautifully. This is how they come when they are fresh and new. Okay, so let's begin. I'll pot it up and then we'll talk about how to look after it. So adding in all of your gravel. So hydrangeas hate to be sat in water. But ironically, they really need a lot of watering. They hate their roots to be sat in water, but yeah, they need a lot of water on their in their soil, and when they're flowering, they do soak up a lot of their water through their petals. So that's why if you find that you have some cut hydrangea in your home and they're looking really, really sorry, excuse me, and really sad and really floppy, if you dunk them up sort of head first, gently into you know, a bucket of cold fresh water, chances are they will revive. Or you can do it a different way. You can spritz the life out of them with a spritz gun, and then they might revive that way as well. So they do take up a lot of their water through their petals. Okay, so I've popped the gravel in, and then I'm just going to add in a layer of compost. I'm just going to see how, yeah, a layer of compost in there. Now, shall we try the Monty Don trick with potting up? We'll give it a go. Ignore me if you don't want to do it, that's obviously fine. You can just do it the normal way, but you know, why not? So gently take your plant out of its pot and leave it on the side. Now, take your plant pot and pop it into your terracotta pot. Now, add compost around the edges of your pot. So not in the pot, obviously, around the edges, and push down. Now, forgive me if you've all seen this and you're thinking, oh God, we all know this already, boring. I am new to it, probably last summer, and yeah, I thought it was genius. So if you don't know it, then hopefully it will make your gardening and your potting up. This is also really handy for obviously outside when you're planting in the garden. So I hope it'll make it easier. Okay. So I'm nearly there. And if it doesn't work, it's going to be really embarrassing. But hopefully the soil is quite damp, so it should hopefully work. Okay, I've got all the compost around the edges of my plant pot, of my plastic plant pot. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. Never mind. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so now I'm just going to lift it. Oh, hang on. Lift the, whatever's going to work. Lift the plant pot. Oh, no it is. Okay. I'm not going to show you what it looks like because I think it might all cave in, but basically what's happened is it's obviously just left a hole in the compost, like a perfect hole that perfectly fits this. Okay, so then I'm just going to pop it in, and then I will add in some more compost around the edge to fill in any gaps. I mean, how easy is that? Okay. And then to finish off, simply cover with your moss. Now, really, 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 really importantly, for hydrangeas, please, when you're watering, please make sure you're watering the soil, not the moss. So you could always like take some of the moss up and then give it a really good hose down, or you know, just make sure, keeping an eye that you're watering the soil and not just watering the moss, because hydrangeas love water, especially on a warm summer. They will reward you with the most beautiful plant heads, mop heads, but they do need, you know, a bit of love, a bit of care and attention. Okay, so I'm trying to think of any tips that I haven't already mentioned. So yeah, keep the soil really well watered. Don't let them sit in water, which is why the sauce is a really good thing to have for this outdoors, because it's not just going to be sat, you know, on a paving slab or something and then just sort of sit in water. You can then empty the water out if you want to, pop it back into the soil. After it's flowered, excuse me, after it's flowered this summer, leave it. Don't prune it until spring next year. So around probably about March, I'd say, that's when you can prune. Take it down to almost what it is now. You know, you're looking at maybe sort of 30 centimetres in height. Take it down and it will still, it will amaze you, it will still grow so much over the late spring and the summer. And yeah, there you have it. So that is all of our kits for April. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope you've enjoyed just watching and learning, and hopefully picked up some tips along the way. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Send me a DM or send me an email. Tag me in any of your gorgeous pictures of your kits around your homes and in your gardens. And yeah, have a lovely, lovely Easter and a lovely long weekend with family and friends. And hopefully see you back for the kits for May. Oh gosh, May already. We've got some lovely, lovely things planned, some new pots arriving. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you at the beginning of May and have a lovely, lovely weekend.